Give us clean hands, give us pure hearts. Let us not lift our souls to another. Oh God, let us be a generation that seeks your face. Oh God of Jacob, oh God, let us be a generation that seeks your face. Oh God of Jacob. We bow our hearts, we bend our knees. Oh Spirit, come make us humble. I want to hear you now. We turn our eyes from evil things. Oh Lord, we cast down our idols. Give us clean hands, give us pure hearts. Let us not lift our souls to another. Give us clean hands, give us pure hearts. Let us not lift our souls to another. Oh God, let us be a generation that seeks your face. Oh God of Jacob, oh God, let us be a generation that seeks your face. Oh God of Jacob. Give us clean hands, give us pure hearts. Let us not lift our souls to another. Give us clean hands, give us pure hearts. Let us not lift our souls to another. Let me hear you sing. Oh God, let us be a generation that seeks your face. Oh God of Jacob, oh God, let us be a generation that seeks your face. Oh God of Jacob, oh God of Jacob. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Does it work? No. Oh, it's here. It's here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. And today I'm going to speak about my Foundation Day is the topic. So I'm going to speak about the relevance of Foundation Day for me as an individual in the generic sense. Not about, I don't want to talk about me for 30 minutes. I want to talk about all of us and how this Foundation Day implicates all people, even those who don't realize it yet. So, I've got some notes. As we get older, we tend to forget things, and so I have started to make notes when I give a sermon, just in case I ramble on in the wrong direction. Father said on September 15th, 2011, and I quote, "People use the term Foundation Day without knowing its meaning. What is Foundation Day? It is God's Foundation Day." Actually, I don't believe I'm the only one who is a little in the dark about what actually is supposed to happen on Foundation Day. Will I wake up on the 22nd with some kind of pins and needles, kind of heavenly feeling all over myself, shivering with the spirit? And when I walk outside, will I have a lighter step? Will the birds be tweeting more than usual? Perhaps we're all a bit wondering what's going to be happening on that day. So 22nd of February, midnight, of course it will be GMT, because the whole world moves according to Greenwich Mean Time. So perhaps we take the tube or simply walk to Piccadilly, and we might go and talk to some of the people hanging out there in Soho or Piccadilly and say, "Hey man! Hey bro! Hey sis! It's Foundation Day!" What do you think their reaction will be? Huh? Well, how do we know that Foundation Day has arrived? Will the trees be blossoming on that day? Will the sun be shining? What if it's raining? What if it's a London drizzle on Foundation Day? How on earth will we know whether Foundation Day has arrived or not? You're expecting me to give the answer, right? Well, that's why today I thought it would be important for me to think about and for me to talk about my Foundation Day, how it affects me. And if I can't give an answer to that, then I'm pretty useless. And please don't invite me again. In Japanese, I don't know whether any of you can understand Japanese, but I lived there for a long time, many, many years. And there's an expression, it's do demo ii. Do demo ii. Do demo ii. Yes. And it means whatever. It's very, very similar. My son says it a lot. And Abby also, but don't tell her I said that, she's not here. And in Germany, there is also a similar kind of expression. It's a little bit different. It's ja und, which means, if you translate it literally, it means yes and. Something lost in translation, but the feeling is kind of similar to whatever. So, why do people say that? Why do people say whatever? Do you ever say it? Do you? Hey man! Tomorrow's Foundation Day! Whatever. Yeah? Did you have that reaction from anybody? Yeah? Maybe somebody you really love. Somebody you really want to share your heart with. You really want them to understand how you are kind of quivering in your socks about Foundation Day. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And they're like, whatever. You know, how do you get through to such a person? Communicate your excitement, which you, if I'm quite honest, are not 100% sure about either, right? Hmm? Right. So, you know, why do we feel whatever about anything? Why do people feel that kind of feeling? You know, why do they have that kind of feeling that they are not involved? And I think, no, I don't think, it's true that the reason is that they are not stakeholders. They are not stakeholders. They don't feel a part of it. It's not their Foundation Day. You know? So it's really, really important that people feel they are stakeholders, that they have a say in this Foundation Day. For example, the fact that people follow others, the fact that people do things because somebody else told them to do it, is the best way to make them not feel they are a stakeholder, right? For example, if you are told by your boss, okay, go and clean that, file that, go that way, turn left, then right, then straight ahead. If you are told exactly what you have to do, then do you do it with a bounce in your step? No, you kind of trudge along, right? If that's the way we exist, we tend to not feel responsible, tend to not feel stakeholders. In a family, it works differently. In a family, have you ever tried to command your son or daughter to attend piano lessons or ballet lessons? You must go to ballet lessons. Why? Because Dad loves ballet. You know, if you try to force your children to do something, they will immediately react rebelliously. They will not feel responsible. They will not feel stakeholders. That's why this Foundation Day, to make it mine, you can't force that on somebody. It has to be my decision. That was the problem with Moses, you know. He was a loudmouth. He was a loudmouth, and he would give these great speeches, you know. I was in the wilderness, and behold, I saw a burning bush, and God spaketh to me from the burning bush. And you know what Aaron said? And he happens to be my relative. He said, whatever. You know, you can imagine these Israelites trudging behind this old guy with the beard, you know, and Moses saying, this land is mine, and all these guys behind them, you know, whatever. You know, because they didn't feel it was their Canaan. They didn't feel they were stakeholders. And that is particularly relevant to us, I believe. So, experiencing Foundation Day as a personal feeling is very, very important. It's crucial. It's a sacred task. And this is what Dr. Yang has to say, our leader based in Korea, international leader. He said, we should all receive the holy wine for Foundation Day on the condition of fully making amends and repenting for our old, worn-out faith. I like that. Old, worn-out faith. I just like that. When we took the holy wine, it meant that we started again. All debts fully wiped out. You know, it's like somebody comes up to you and says, Simon, all your credit card bills, they don't count at all. You know, they just don't exist anymore. And Simon, really? Or somebody comes up to you and says, you know your student loan, I paid it. It's gone, vanished. Really? So actually, when we drank that holy wine, we got a blank slate. Everything was wiped off the slate. We could start again. Wow. So we're brilliant and shiny and all kind of polished and glittering at this point in time. Well, it depends what you did since you drank the holy wine. But basically, you should be really fully polished right at this moment. Okay? That's great. It's a nice feeling. So, you know, when somebody pays off all your credit card debts, yeah, what do you do after that? First of all, you're really happy. Yay! Yeah? You're really, really happy, right? And the next thing, what should you do? Should you go out and get another credit card and buy a BMW? No. No, you start again. You make make some dramatic change in your life. Okay, so this holy wine is just a blank slate. It's no ticket to heaven. It's no ticket to heaven. It's just wiping everything away so you can start again. Poor old God that he had to do that. But he did. So we start again. So this is our new chance. And of course, when we begin again, we have to think, how am I going to do it this time? Because last time it didn't work. I screwed up big time. Right, Peter? Yes. I really made a mess. So this time I'm going to do it really differently. So if we're going to do it again, we have to be really courageous, really powerful, really courageous. That means we have to really be fearless. Fearless. You know, before you were a wimp. Pre-Holy Wine days, you're like a wimp. Kind of wimpy. When you looked in the mirror, what did you see? A wimp. Maybe you're quite chunky. Maybe you're doing some bodybuilding. You're not like Uncle Matthew, but you're kind of wimp. You're kind of powerful. But actually, when you looked a little closer in the mirror, you saw wimp with a capital W. Yeah? But we have to be new and powerful after drinking this wine. It's like kryptonite. Heavenly kryptonite. And you probably missed the Superman series, but that's taking you back a bit. But you feel new power in you. So I'll tell you a little story, okay? You know, you have to really, really feel that you can do anything from now on. So a few years ago, I was coming back from Holland on the ferry, late night ferry, because I never have money, so I took the late night ferry, and this cabin I was in was full of people, hundreds of people, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and there were some young teenage girls, you know young teenage girls, right? Always nattering. So I was thinking of everybody, you know, because I'm a unificationist and I have a big mind, a universal mind which can encompass everybody and love everybody. So I was thinking of everybody, and I thought I must do something righteous here. So I said to the girls in front, I said, do you know, some mothers and children are trying to sleep now. Do you understand? And the girl turned around to me and she said, whatever. But she shut up. Yeah. So I felt really, I'm quite a guy. Yeah? Yeah, you recognize that when I stepped on the stage. I'm quite a guy. Yeah. Wow. So I was feeling pretty proud of myself. Suddenly, into this cabin comes a whole gang of about 15 big, beefy football supporters with their beers, you know, and they're coming. It's nice about 2 o'clock in the morning. And they're sitting just behind. They all sit just in front of me. Just in front of me, they're sitting. I've got the girls behind me. I actually told them, and now I've got these football supporters. I don't even know what team they were supporting, but it doesn't matter. And so, you know, the girl, she taps me on the shoulder and she said, are you going to tell them to be quiet? And so I turned around to her and I said, whatever. No, I didn't. No, I was thinking, you know, and I started to shake like this, a bit like this. Because a man's got to do what a man's got to do, right? And a woman's got to do what a woman's got to do, right? So I was shaking like this. You know, I knew what I had to do. Today, I have to die. Their fists, one of their fists they were all covered in tattoos. You know, they had tattoos on their fingers. You know. One of their fingers was about the size of my fist. Yeah. So I knew what I had to do. So Emiko wasn't here, otherwise she would have pushed me into it. But I was going like, okay, God, this is my crucifixion day. Okay, so I got up. This is a really true story, you know. And now I'm going to explain why my nose is a funny shape. Okay? So I walked round and I went up, and there they all started. They look like they don't look human actually. They look like monsters, a whole row of monsters. What would you do? What would you do? So I'm going. I was worried that my voice wouldn't work. You know, I thought it wouldn't work, but it worked. And I said, "You!" I said to the guy, the one guy who was nearest me, and he "I'm going to punch you right in the nose," I said at the top of my voice. You know I have a loud voice. "I'm going to punch you right in the middle of your nose if you don't shut up. People are trying to sleep, mothers and babies, and you might hit me back, but at least I'll have broken your nose." I said that. I really said that. You know what happened after that? Suddenly I was surrounded on all sides by all the men in the cabin. They all got up and they all stood round me. "And if you lay one finger on him, we'll smash the living daylights out of you." And they threw all these football supporters out of the cabin. Wow. It's a true story. And I went back to my chair. I didn't sleep a wink. I just shook. I couldn't believe I had done that. You know, so Foundation Day, drinking the holy wine means wiping our slate clean and then becoming new people who can do who can do really dramatic things. Don't be a wimp. Don't be a wimp. We have so much more inside us. We can do anything. Absolutely anything. And, you know, one of the problems is that many of us as unificationists, on a daily basis, you know, people say you should drink milk every day or eat an apple or whatever to stay healthy. But what you really need to stay healthy is to experience the spiritual world every day. If you don't experience the spiritual world every single day of your life, you'll die. You'll just die. You'll become a materialist, physical, external wimp of a human being. Not a real human being. You won't grab hold of this Foundation Day. You won't grab hold of anything. You will die an effete, weak, faded out, worn out, wimpified wimp. See? We need to experience the spiritual world, but in order to experience the spirit world, we have to be dramatic. You have to be tremendous. We have to change ourselves. So that slate which we wiped clean, that holy wine we talk, you know, many people think, say like when you get to the finishing post in a marathon, if you've ever done a marathon, did it, you know? Now I can lie down, relax. Did it, you know? It's like these parents who are so anxious to get their kids to go to the blessing, right? You know, maybe we can go. There's a blessing coming up. Are you ready? Are you ready? I think you're ready. You are. You know, because they think once they get their kids into the cooking pot, then everything's safe. Finished. Now we can retire to the south of France and go paddling. But it's not like that. It's not like that. There's no ticket to heaven. There's no ticket to heaven in holy wine. You know, I used to be a born-again Christian. my weekends, when I was a teenager, my weekends were running around Hyde Park with stickers saying, Jesus loves you, Jesus loves you. I think the park keepers must have hated me. Put all these orange fluorescent stickers all over the park benches throughout Hyde Park. Alone. That was my weekend. Every weekend did that. So, I really believed in salvation from Jesus. Really, absolutely believed in it. But I noticed, how lazy it makes people when they feel they're saved, and how useless they became. And that's one of the main reasons I left the Christian movement, because of the danger of feeling that I am encompassed in salvation, that everything is already finished. It's a very, very dangerous thing, makes you very lazy and lethargic. At the beginning, I quoted Father's words, and I quoted Father's words, and Father said that Foundation Day is when God comes to earth, and God makes his foundation here on earth. But honestly speaking, how can God make a foundation on earth if I don't experience it? Where does he make a foundation? He just kind of makes a foundation? Just kind of happens? What does it mean, a foundation day? It has to mean that God can settle with his people. As William Haynes was telling me last night, it means that God lives with his people on Mount Sinai. Okay, yeah. God lives with his people. So if he's not living with his people, where's Foundation Day? It doesn't exist. He has to live with us. He has to live in me. So I remember many years, I spent up in the wastelands of the north of Europe, all alone, 5 of us, all alone. Up there aren't even any trees, and what trees there are, 10 months of the year, they wrap them up in cloth. They look like little mummies on the sides of the streets. It's a very lonely, bleak place. And, the people are also lonely and bleak. They're kind of tall Norsemen with dark, forbidding faces. Yes. And the doors creak because they're warped wood. Yes. And they're about 3 meters tall, these people. And they don't smile. And I would spend hours and hours meeting these people. And sometimes they weren't friendly. And I never stopped. And I never forget this precious time, because in the evening, in this cold, cold landscape, sometimes I would be burning hot. It's a mystical, fantastic experience where God's love fills you so much that you can almost see the light shooting from your fingers. You can feel God making you warm as toast, even though the snow is coming down or it's even too cold to snow. When you give out, in this horrible environment for hours and hours and hours. And lunchtime was usually, working up there in the north, was usually a sandwich. But of course, after 2 hours in the ice cold, your sandwich freezes. So every day I ate an ice cream sandwich. Imagine that existence every day. But it was the most precious experience in my life, because almost every evening I felt this like a mystical, incredible wave of heat fill my body. And I felt so much love. I felt so much depth of God's existence, such that I swear you, brothers and sisters, God actually kissed me on the forehead. Yeah. You're standing there in a miserable environment, and the tears are pouring down your face, and God is kissing you. People must think you're a lunatic. This guy's driving past. And you're going, ooh. in the cold, in the dark. So, that was a way to experience the reality, this mystical reality of the true God who really exists. However, I envisage Foundation Day as a time when you don't have to go through that kind of hell to experience the reality of the Heavenly Parent. I believe that time is coming, and it is very close at hand. Something else I want to say. The reality of God coming down to be with us, Heavenly Parent being my parent, existing in our world together with us, I think demands that we live a dramatic life. It demands that we think in a revolutionary way. If you work in a company, which I have done for many, many years, you will know if the company can't make cash, if the company can't make profits, they rethink, right? Any organization, if it doesn't have success, will rethink its strategy fundamentally. Move people around or think about how we manage things. So, have a look at the success story of our unification movement. Okay? Is it a brilliant success story? No. Reality is, it's not. The people I see sitting here, I've been looking at your faces for the past 30 years. And now I'm looking at your children. So, it's not a great success story. So in any organization, if you want to make success and you're not having success, you mix things around, you change things around. So we need to bring God into our movement. It needs a radical attitude change. So I would like to propose that every time unification leaders come together, instead of being served coffee and tea, they're presented with a toilet brush. They're presented with a dishcloth, and they're told to get working. Every leaders' meeting should begin with service. It should begin with tears. It should begin with deep passion. It should begin with the heart of God. And if we have lost that from our movement, and our movement is meaningless, because that's the only reason I can stand up here. It's the only reason I have the pride to be willing to stand up here. So I believe that kind of attitude change will really revolutionize the spiritual vibration in our movement and will make Chonilguk my Chonilguk. You do not experience God by coming to Matthew's Sunday service. No, you just get bored and frustrated and think about lunch. You experience God by not coming to Sunday service and instead getting out that toilet brush and cleaning the toilets. When I was a teacher in Japan, I used to arrive at school early, and every day I used to go to the railway station, lock the door of the railway station toilet, and clean the toilet secretly. Nobody knows this. I don't think I ever told my wife. What a strange thing to do. It's a good job nobody ever saw me. They might have thought I was some kind of weirdo. I was down on my knees washing the toilet of the railway station. I'm not saying that to be proud, but I'm saying that because I wanted to bring God into my day. So I know that God will become a part of our movement. God will become a part of my life. Heavenly Parent will make this my Chonilguk if I live that kind of life of loving sacrifice. Yes. You know, I have one experience in my church, my Unification Church lifetime, where one brother, who I didn't even know, he comes up to me and says, Can I take a photograph with you? Can I take a photograph with you? I said, and your wife, and your son. I didn't even know him. I was so moved by that. So I stood next to him, this brother, and he put his arm around me And then he put his arm on my son. And then he got somebody to take a photo. Me, my son, and my wife. I was so moved by this brother. This kind of concern, this kind of passion for other people is what we need. Do you know who that brother was? It was our president, Hyunjin. In all my life in the church, I never experienced that. That was a turnaround point for me. I experienced one person who concerned for my life, personally concerned for me. So that is really how we can bring Chonilguk into our lives, by concerning ourselves with each other and experiencing that love in our community. With that, I want to close, and I'd like to ask you to join me in prayer. Our dear Heavenly Parent, our beloved true parents, heaven, earth, and humankind, we are so privileged to be here, a small group. We have clean slates. We are as born anew, born again, but we don't want to use this rebirth in order to sit on our laurels, but in order to save our precious nation and world, our precious fellow human citizens. Father, Mother, true parents, we call upon you to live with us from this day forth. We ask that Foundation Day be not only your Foundation Day, but also our Foundation Day, that you can live with your children finally, that you can kiss us on the forehead, on the cheeks, embrace us, that you can live in our hearts, that we can feel joy from the moment we wake up till the moment we sleep. Never insecure, never nervous, but always confident that we are loved deeply by heaven. Thank you so much for this beautiful time to be together as brothers and sisters. We are really all the same, all same level. We are all walking hand in hand, same direction. So let's go out and grab some more people so we can walk with the other 7 billion humanity together to Chonilguk. Thank you so much for this time, this Sunday service, and I pray all this in the names of all Central Blessed families. Adieu.
Let's take some time to pray and invite the family. Sing together our offering song.
Sunlight beaming forth in the east from the fatherland, bringing tidings of a new world to families in the field. shining fatherland tells the tidings of the rising sun that brings us life. Harvest quickly, men of the fields, hasten to harvest now. Crops are ripened and ready to bring into the heavenly barn. Saints and angels and heavenly hosts gather to speed the task. All will share the harvest of joy at the banquet of our Lord. Oh, dawn of gold and dawn throughout the shining fatherland tells the tidings of the rising sun that brings us life. When the woes of 6,000 years